open the Public Safety, Health, and Welfare Committee meeting this evening at 7:25 p.m. Present are committee members Williams and Glassburn, council members Limpert, Gilchrist, Scarl, our council president, our Human Resources Director, Public Safety Director, our mayor, and our assistant law director and guests. On the agenda is ordinance 2022-106, which is an ordinance amending chapter 557 of the General Offense Code of the City of North Olmsted entitled Sale of Cigarettes and Tobacco Products in order to update regulations for the sale to or possession of cigarettes, electronic cigarettes, or other tobacco or alternative nicotine products by individuals under 21 years of age and declaring an emergency. Who would like to speak?
Yes. Good evening to the committee chair and members. This legislation was really kind of to clean up legislation that was revised a few years ago to add a little bit more emphasis on the electronic devices and vapor products and that. But today we found out that it appears a bill is on its way to the governor's desk that would restrict any kind of municipal restrictions on how tobacco products are sold or what have you. So in conversation with the assistant law director and the mayor, we think it might be best to hold this legislation in committee until we know for sure that the governor has signed off on the legislation before because we did make some minor tweaks. One of the changes is that we really clarified the point of sale part of this, that products have to be essentially behind the cash register unless they're in a vending machine that's clearly visible by employees. So that would be one change that could well be in conflict with the state law if the governor signs it, and it looks like it's on its way there.
So it's the desire
to hold it, yes, please.
Okay. Are there any questions from anyone? Council? No? All right. Then seeing none, then I'll make a motion to hold ordinance 2022-106 in committee and ask for a second.
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Glassburn. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes with a vote of 2-0, and the meeting concludes at 7:28 p.m. Thank you. And thank you for taking notes, Mr. Much appreciated.
One and signing something 23 or not 22. B's pretty happy about that.
So then we'll have to amend the agenda to remove.
It's everything bad, and came back and it was 50 degrees here. We were stuck in the airport for 2 days.
Can you give it the car when for some reason it's not gonna pass back now when you get those?
It is what it is.
2 days.
But she's a very happy kid, so it worked out.
Don't tell her anything.
We got one at the airport, but when you tell someone you're in Miami for 2 days, they're like, oh, that's great. No. Not here. American, but Southwest is probably things for everybody. Yeah. How was your holiday? It was good. Didn't lose any power today. That was good. Take the generator out, there we go. Needed it.
Oh, you have a generator? Alright, so I know where I'm going next time we lose power.
Yeah. I lose it a lot.
Yeah.
But didn't lose it. Hey Lou, what happened? Lou?
Pardon?
Didn't lose any power with that bad wind storm.
Oh, no, I'm
I was
shocked.
shocked.
Yeah.
I was amazed I don't lose more power. Right back to the metro parks and everything.
Yeah.
I'm like,
That's what happens with time. Trees, branch falls in, that shows a lot. So you know what to do with it. Sometimes it takes a while to get the truck out there from the switch.
Run your engine. Awesome.
we, went up to my brother's, okay, then we got a hotel room overnight. Originally was gonna go when the storm was coming and stuff, we'll go swimming. So we grabbed food, we ate in the lobby, kids got on their bathing suits. There was people already in there, we walked, opened the door, they said, you're not gonna wanna go in there, some kid just got sick in the pool, so they closed the pool, so kids were like totally disappointed. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, alright, okay. No. I don't know. So what happened?
She doesn't have to take care of it.
Okay,
Yep.
thank you.
Well, right as like 3 minutes or 5 minutes before we were about to go in. So they always had their suits on and everything, and it just, they couldn't go, so they didn't go. Then it opened up like 45 minutes before we left, and I saw them like, in their suits and go in there after no one.
So,
It was a fun idea.
You made it up.
It was me.
Well, we ended
I
up
should have got it for a month or a year, but it was cheap. And then I got it, it was all wheel, it was on the front wheel drive, and I was up twice the same way driving last winter. I'm like, I'm not pushing you, working. So, I decided
Glad
to
everyone overruled me.
pay 25 minutes up front.
My daughter left this Tuesday.
Yeah.
Like my kids said,
Where did she go, Toledo?
I traded
Well,
out
you're
work
not-
terrain and when I'm retired, so I felt obligated to join something out there.
yeah.
And that's what I did.
Okay.
So, that's the one. That's that
Came
one.
over Christmas from like, it's really.
Sunny
Yeah.
joints.
Yeah, you know that was when I did it, Gold Rock Green Day.
No.
We went to the casino.
And they're not dealing like, you know.
It was so much fun.
I'll tell you about.
downtown? Yeah. Yeah, it was fun. I never went anything but the donations.
Yeah.
Like, I don't remember.
But it was fun being with the boys. It was like all the boys.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, good. It's
Yeah,
nice.
no, it is nice.
I thought you'd never even
Oh.
I've never been anywhere. It's just, I'm paying for my entertainment. And people watch.
Some efforts were
You can't
just
put in
keep
price
time.
on it. That's right, yeah. It's fun.
Yeah.
My wife's been.
Live in the moment. I pay money to go to the movies too, whatever.
That's another donation.
Right. It's a donation.
It never works. You can't fool them. They know what time it is.
Have the priest start putting on 3:45, so yeah.
Apparently, the state legislature passed something that is in conflict with this, so it'll be held in committee. Applications to consider ordinances. The first committee.
All of that. I thought you were telling me about intergovernmental.
No.
I'm like, okay, then.
It's like she has to something.
Yeah. No, I broke my phone.
Everybody's
It's
listening.
great, it's like, yes. Yeah.
Whatever we can do, we're doing it.
Worried I can do stuff with my arm.
It says like, you already a text.
I have like atrophy my arm and I was looking around. Sure about you, just like my arm is.
Just about one.
Yeah. Silver dog. Straight for my own 62. Yeah, it's really. So, I just do other things. I know, that's what I'm saying, but I'm saying, but, you know, that
Has one instance been in this position for
They'd be lucky that this year, December was one.
happier, lower, three.
Yeah, lucky I thought it
It's
was.
not like your friend's mom or something, you know?
No,
Yeah, girl from
what you getting?
You're
It was really good.
back then, it kind
2
of
months ago,
was. In North
everything comes from the center here.
Sagamore Hills.
You never know what you're gonna drop off.
It's been good.
2 months ago.
The Intra-Governmental Relations Committee will come to order on January 3rd, 2023 at 7:40 p.m. Present are Council President Broussard, committee members Gilchrist, Heeman, and Scarl, council members Glassburn, Limpert, and Williamson, the mayor, the assistant law director, the HR director, economic director, safety director, and guests. Oh, and the finance director. On the agenda tonight are the mayor's reappointments to various boards and commissions. As these are reappointments and therefore do not need or require interviews. The mayor's reappointments are as follows. To the Arts Commission for 4-year terms beginning on January 1st, 2023 through December 31st, 2026. Becky Tazar, Mitzi Wilson, Janelle Zonner Huffert, and to the Building and Zoning Boards of Appeals for a 5-year term beginning January 1st, 2023 and ending on December 31st, 2027 is Ralph Mackey. To the Landmarks Commission for a 2-year term beginning on January 1st, 2023 and through December 31st, 2024 is Elizabeth Darelli, Sarah Egan Reeves, James Gerhardt, and David Neville. Mayor Jones, do you wish to add anything with regards to these appointments?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Nothing additional, just that, again, to reiterate what you've already said, these are people who currently serve, have been doing a great job for our city, and we certainly appreciate their willingness to continue to serve on our boards and commissions.
Does anyone on the committee have any questions or comments? Yes?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just that I have, seen all these folks in action, and I'm glad to have them back. They've really done a great job, and particularly on our Landmarks Commission, the upgrade of some of those members, that they brought the upgrade to us is critically important.
I as well am very grateful for anyone who is going to help our city be the best that it can be. And does anyone on council have any questions or comments? Seeing no other comments, at this time I move to recommend to council the following reappointments. To the Arts Commission, Becky Tazar, Mitzi Wilson, and Janelle Zonner Hoffart to a 4-year terms ending December 31st, 2026. To the Building and Zoning Board of Appeals, Ralph Mackey to a 5-year term ending December 31st, 2027. And finally, to the Landmarks Commission, Elizabeth Cardali, Sarah Egan Reeves, and James Gerhardt, and David Neville to 2-year terms ending December 31st, 2024, and ask for a second. Motion is made to reappoint the previously stated individuals to the respective boards and commissions for the stated terms made by Ms. Gilchrist and seconded by Ms. Heeman. All in favor say aye. All opposed say nay. Motion passes with a vote of 3-0. With nothing else on the agenda, the Intra-Governmental Relations Committee will adjourn at 7:44.
I don't have fast clocks anymore.
I don't trust that clock. The caucus meeting of January 3rd, 2023 will now come to order at 7:45 p.m. Present are all members of council, the mayor, Assistant Law Director, Finance Director, HR Director, Economic Director, Safety Director, Service Director, and guests. There are no items being requested for suspension this evening, so we'll move right into assigning legislation. Ordinance 2023-1 will go to Finance. And ordinance 2023-2 will go to building, zoning, and development. And before we begin scheduling those meetings, I'd like to announce that I'd like to schedule a committee of the whole meeting on January 10th at 7 p.m. with the purpose being to interview candidates for the vacant at-large council position. So moving into scheduling committee meetings for Tuesday, January 17th, 2023. Councilman Lippert, would you like to schedule building, zoning, and development?
I would, and I also, I'm going to have to reschedule the previously scheduled January 10th to January 17th this evening as well. And we'll do that at 7 o'clock. Mr. Upney, what, like 20 minutes? 2 pieces to start with 20, so 7:20.
Thank you. So then, Councilman Glassberg, would you like to schedule finance following?
Sure, finance for 7:20 on the 17th. Discuss number one.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the stop time.
I'm sorry, I said to discuss number one.
Oh, sorry.
But I would think we would be done by 7:30.
Okay.
These are these items, Mr. Chair, that we discussed during the
Right.
budget process.
All right, and then that leaves Councilwoman Gilchrist for Intra-Governmental Relations for reappointments to landmarks.
Yes, at 7:30.
Sounds good. Does anyone on council have anything they wish to bring up this evening? And anything from the administration?
No, Mr. President.
Thank you. Before we adjourn the caucus meeting, I just wanted to throw something out there, a bit of a curveball to start the new year. I'd like to have a conversation in a committee of the whole meeting, whether it be before or after our council interviews, to talk about potentially looking at changing our start times for council meetings, because I'm hearing from a lot of people that 8 o'clock might be a bit too late in the evening, and I'm not saying I'm for or against it, but I'd like to have the discussion about potentially moving them to 7:30. So just wanted to plant that seed. Okay. Seeing nothing else, the caucus meeting of January 3rd, 2023 is adjourned at 7:48 p.m.
Come on, go there.
Give my water too.